Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to another There Is a Place trailer. I hope you've been keeping your eyes and ears open for the There Is a Place TV show, the episodes. Those are about a half hour long. I hope that they've reached you wherever you are. If not, keep looking for them. They'll be there, and I hope you find them exciting. Right now, these trailers are like an introduction to the TV show. Okay, once again, we at There Is a Place, we are working for a revolution, ending the market economy in a peaceful way, in a democratic way, at the ballot box, to change, develop a new political party, and to change from a market economy to an economic democratic one. And what we mean by an economic democratic society, where the workers own and control the means of production, and they own and control them democratically. We, the workers, will run the workplace democratically. Okay, there'll be no such thing as less than 1% of the population owning and control the means of production, owning and control most of the wealth, owning and control the governments. Okay, by the way, in an economic democratic world, there's only going to be one country, the Earth. That's it. No more countries. Okay, it's a different type of society based on love, joy, and awareness. It's going to be freedom, equality, okay, and true democracy, true freedom, true equality, and true democracy. An important person to talk about this, he was very important, he was looking ahead in this trailer 14, is Antonio Gramsci. He was a hero, okay, and we're going to talk about him. I'm your host, the storyteller. I'll talk a little bit about him. Antonio Gramsci, 1891 to 1937, very brave man. He was talking about economic democracy, okay, a truly democratic world. He stood up to Mussolini, okay, very anti-dictator, okay. He was talking about a true democracy. He was talking about the workers owning and control the means of production, running things democratically. And what happened was, well, he stood up to Mussolini, and he died in prison. But while in prison, he was writing all these great things that he wrote. He hid his notebooks. He was, luckily some of the prison guards that were there helped him, and he hid them, and he was able to write these works, which we're able to read today. Antonio Gramsci, his works were tremendous, still applicable today, definitely applicable as we talk about an economic democratic world. Anyway, a quote that he said, "State equals political society plus civil society. In other words, hegemony protected by the armor of coercion." In other words, he's talking about, and this is from Prison Notebooks 33 to 34, okay, you don't have the state above people, okay, controlling things. Hegemony involves domination, and then it's protected by an armor of coercion, whether it's someone like Mussolini, Hitler, okay, when you have those parties. And if you look at how the world is, the whole world, and he was against capitalism, Antonio Gramsci, how a few people, a few individuals, less than 1% own and control the means of production, and they're protected by the government, they're protected by military, okay, that's armor of coercion. Okay, he's against these things. Okay, he was against the market economy. He was looking at a society based on economic democracy, where the workers own and control the means of production. That's what Gramsci was about. By the way, he wrote a tremendous piece called On the Southern Question, and it still applies to today. In that, this was in the 1920s he wrote this, because even today you hear politicians in Italy, in northern Italy, saying, the South is, so poor, and it's southern Italy they're referring to, and it's the North that helps maintain the South. And you even have politicians saying northern Italy should be separate from southern Italy, workers separated from workers. And Gramsci wrote this piece. This has been going on for, I don't know how long, over 100 years, more than 100 years. And this was said then, it's still being said now. Politicians getting elected saying, let's, having northern Italy separate from southern Italy. And what's interesting, what he showed is southern Italy doesn't survive because of northern Italy, but actually northern Italy survives because of southern Italy. He documents this. First of all, he showed that who worked in the factories of the North that was producing profits, great profits for a few individuals. Okay, they were mostly Italians from southern Italy working at cheap wages, and even today that applies. But even today it's more now they not only from southern Italy but from third world countries that come to Italy working at these factories. Okay, should sound familiar. Okay, like people from third world countries working at very low wages coming to the United States. Okay, same idea. Okay, so we documented that. Also, he also showed the Italians that came to the United States, millions of them, millions of Italian immigrants. 90% of them were from southern Italy, and most of them sent money to Italy, and they invested in the Italian government. These were special bonds. Okay, this was money that they made in the United States, and they invested in these bonds. This was like a savings for for their families. And if you look, and he investigated where did the money go for these bonds that these southern Italians, millions of them, sent to Italy, and he showed that this was money that the government used, probably added up to the billions by the time all this was added, to build up factories in the North, which benefited the lifestyle of the people in the North. Also benefited for the mostly the capitalists of the North. Okay, so basically he showed that northern Italy was wealthy because of the South, because of the southern workers working in the factories cheaply, and also southern Italians from the United States and also other countries sending money to Italy that was used to build the North, whether it was factories, roads, whatever. All this. And little was done in the South to help build the South, which these bonds should have been done to help build southern Italy also. Anyway, what he showed was northern Italy benefited from southern Italy, not southern Italy benefiting from northern Italy. Okay, what's been going on, what's been said for 100 years. Antonio Gramsci was a very brilliant man, and he just said the truth. And because he said the truth, he was imprisoned. Okay, he was a hero, boys and girls. And we at There Is a Place, we admire him, and based on a lot of things we said, we're going to move forward and we're going to build a better society in the future, an economic, democratic one, where we're not going to have prisons where people are can't say the truth. Okay, those days are going to be over. Okay, and we're going to go towards this movement in a peaceful way, like I said. Okay, by the way, you could also find this quote in Bartlett's Quotations. Anyway, boys and girls, until next time, look out for the TV show, and remember, boys and girls, the revolution is coming. Bye-bye.